Hi, Tam here. Let's talk about PPE in these days of COVID-19. So I'll start with the surgical mask. The surgical mask gives you 80% protection. And that's called an FFP1 mask. All right. So that's your surgical face mask. This one is unicolor. One thing to remember is that the colored side is always on the outside. The white side is always against your mouth. White in the mouth, color outside. So that's a surgical face mask. It gives you 80% protection. It does not protect you against the COVID-19 virus, the SARS-CoV-2 virus. But the function of this mask is more to protect patients against medical stuff. Surgical, because during surgical procedure, it's a sterile environment, and you don't want to infect the patient while you might be speaking or, talking to your assistant or something like that. You've got a patient on the operating table, you've opened him up, you speak, pass me this instrument, what is the blood pressure, stuff like that, and microbes, germs are going from your mouth into that open surgical wound, and that's not ideal, and that's why you must have a surgical mask. Now, don't get confused here, because some masks are exactly like that, but they're not surgical masks. They won't even give you 80% protection. So you see, this mask is already cut. There is 3 plies. And these are the main characteristics of this type of masks, right? There's 3 plies. There's an outside layer. In this case, it's a blue layer. There is an inside layer. And there is the filter in the middle. Now the filter is made of polypropylene. Some masks are looking exactly like that, but when you look closely, it's only 1 ply. So that's basically just rubbish. It's not going to give you any protection at all, or maybe 10%. But it's pointless to buy those masks. These are cheap masks, they're just knockoffs of the surgical mask. So that was the surgical mask, the FFP1 mask. Number 2, we have the FFP2 mask, also called the N95. That mask will give you 94 to 95% protection, including protection against viruses such as the SARS-CoV-2 virus, this novel coronavirus that is currently all over the world. So that's the FFP2 mask, the N95 mask. Now you will see that this mask doesn't have ear loops. The surgical mask has ear loops around the ears. The FFP2 masks generally will not have ear loops. They will have an elastic band that goes around your head, the upper part and the lower part. And that's very important because that will give you added protection. You see, and this is what I mean. With the surgical mask, you have your ear loops, but as you can see, even though there is a little piece of wire that molds to the shape of your nose, just to seal the mask a little bit, there's still openings on the side. That's why you only get 80% protection. It's open there, it's open under here. Well, it's sealed there when the mask is new, but after a day, the seal will be gone. So that's the main difference. The FFP2 mask, because of this round the head elastic, you have a tight seal. It's tight. You don't even need, there is a piece of metal here, but you don't mold it to anything because it's more like to shape the mask itself, but the mask does not need to be molded to your face because those elastics, they're quite tight. They're not uncomfortable, but they're quite tight. Actually, they're uncomfortable the first time you wear an FFP2 mask, but as you can see, there is no space anywhere. It's tight. And that's the importance of those elastics going all around your head. It seals the mask properly. If you have an FFP2 mask, but you put ear loops elastics around, it will not protect you 94 to 95% anymore because the seal won't be as tight. You see? So that's the FFP2 mask or the N95 mask. Recommended for people who are going to be exposed to COVID-19, healthcare workers, and people like that, frontliners, you could say. Now, when it comes to the FFP2, something to be aware of is that there is some FFP2 or N95 masks with a valve system here. Same principle, there is an elastic band that goes all around your head. Tight seal. Very good protection. But now when I breathe, I can actually feel the air on my hand, on my fingers. So that's an N95 mask. It's an FFP2 mask with a valve. With a valve system. But the problem with this valve is that, while the wearer of the mask has 94 to 95 protection, 94 in the case of the FFP2, 95 in the case of the N95, the people around get zero protection. And you remember, the main reason why we have to wear masks is to protect others from ourselves, because we don't know if we're infected or not. I might be infected, I might not be infected, unless, of course, you've got antibodies already because you had the virus and now you're okay. But the main purpose of wearing masks, of doing confinements, lockdowns, social distancing and all that stuff is to protect others from ourselves. This type of N95 mask with a valve gives zero protection to the people, so that's not ideal. I'm wearing it, I'm protected, but because of the valve, the air coming out of my mouth is just going out, albeit to a lesser extent, but still, if I'm close to you, if I'm coming close to you, and I cough, I can still infect you. Now, there is also an N99 mask, also called FFP3 mask. Those are hard to find. You can order them online if available, but nobody needs that because N95 gives you the protection you need against this novel coronavirus. this SARS-CoV-2 virus. So there's no need to go for an N99 or FFP3 mask. Now let's talk about cloth masks. I love cloth masks. They can be very trendy. They give you good protection. They protect others against you. And they're very comfortable as well, you know. Now, the different types of cloth masks, you know, it depends on the taste of the wearer or the designer, you know. I make my own as well. So I made some few masks already, and I've tried to follow the design of the N95 mask. But I've made it of a better design. And what I mean by that is that first the loop around the head, now that's my own design. All around the head, elastic bands for a tight seal. The mask goes just close to the ears, so it's very safe. Even if there could be a little opening there, still it's completely closed here, but it's tight here as well. It's tight everywhere. There's no space for any virus to get through here. What I've done is I've elongated it so that the mask doesn't touch my lips. So I can talk comfortably, you can hear me, there's no contact between my lips and the mask. So that's very good, you know. And that's why it's pointing out a little bit, which is very cool, you know. I've chosen a beautiful African print, and I really like it, you know. So that's a cloth mask. This is my own design, like I'm saying, I'm actually selling these masks, and business is going well. Same design, different color. This one I really love. I mean, the color is the most beautiful. Yellow on the one side, dark brown on the other side. It's just magical, you know. It's wonderful. We are in lockdown, but whenever I go out, I wear these masks. Sometimes even here in the house, I'm actually still wearing it. It's so comfortable. Another beautiful mask. I love this color. I mean, you can see all these masks that I've made. There's no opening like in the surgical masks, in the FFP1 mask. These are completely protective there. I made sure that I elongated them towards the neck to make sure there's no open space. It's comfortable. It's beautiful. It's trendy. Just beautiful, man. This is a little bit different. That's my latest design. What I've done is I've lowered it down a little bit around the eyes. So there's a bit more opening around the eyes. The others are a little bit more elevated. This is a little bit down. I was trying something different. I like it very much. It still gives you the same protection, it's completely sealed there and everywhere else. Beautiful color. If you're wearing black, you might go for a black mask. So I designed this black mask. It's a different material. Maybe not. Yeah, so basically that's the story of masks, in short. Remember, wear a mask, protect others, and to be honest, protect yourself as well, So I'm gonna go out now and buy some few groceries, just to make sure I'm 100% safe. I'm gonna protect my eyes as well. Cheers. I'm joking there. I won't take responsibility if someone goes out like this and gets hit by a car or something, Cheers.